When the music is good, within one ears, when everything is just so perfect, when you're at home, when you're alone, what can go wrong? Other than do not forget of the others as if you wish not to be forgotten yourself. So I sit here and listen to the tunes, and it brought upon me a revelation, and I was able to finish building the ship of what the ship should actually look like. Now, if all these planets and our airspace that we do actually use and what we envision and what is actually the truth of space may not be the same thing. So I came up with a spaceship, and the spaceship looks like this. Okay, these are all the planets. Now we need to know who's going to be in front of all the planets. Now we can't have anything too big or too small, so we'd have to put Venus as the point. Then on one side we put Mercury, on the other side we use Earth. Okay, and the reason for that is it is within God's creation of Alpha Omega. Okay, so we are platoons here up in the air, okay, on a balancing beam they all call October. Okay, now what else would actually balance with October? We're not going to go to right now because we know an equality of October is actually Mercury, and the initials of Mercury and October is the MO. It means it's the word mo in French. Okay, means man, but it's Homme, but just in two letters. We don't need all these words. We're still building the creation of man. So what happens now, you have to balance out the planets. Now you put Jupiter right under here, tilting everything in. And the reason you put it here is it's because it's got to take all the weight of the balance of this side and all the weight of the balance of this side. And then you go Uranus. Why? Because it's the opposite of Earth. And then you put over here Pluto because it's the opposite of what Mercury is. And Pluto and Mercury pass through the moons. Okay, there's no moon here and there's no moon here because Earth takes up the moons on the first row. Because to make man on Earth, it takes both A and B. They are inside Earth. Then we have Saturn. Now, would we be on Saturn in the middle of Mars on one side and Jupiter on the other side? Or would we be, look, Mars again, 2 times Mars. You understand why? Because it turns around. You know that little merry-go-round you get on the horses and it goes around and around and around? Well, we're constantly seeing the planet behind us. The planet that's in front of us is also behind us, because we're seeing its tail end. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing its front end, and it's seeing your back end. Okay, where I want to travel next, to another galaxy and another land. We're going to go forth and forward inside this book of mine, in which reminds me, I was watching something to do with a person. His name is Mr. Sachs. Now, I don't know if it's with Sachs and Rothschild, but he was inside this Jewish get-together talking how he has put together and brought together all these rabbis. He has been noted the top rabbi to teach all these new rabbis what to do. Now, if he's associated with the other group, because he did mention twice New World Order during the speech, and I think it went right over the head of most, but it didn't go over the head of mine. So, like, if this is true, that means there's a Sachs that's now infiltrated right inside the Chabad, or whatever you want to call it, right inside everything, like a disease waiting to happen, like a virus waiting to pop up. Boom, one move. You know what's really funny? If you hold on to electricity, one zap takes away all the veins. So that's all they need to knock you out. Okay, is it in here yet? Come on. I prepared this whole thing. Oh, I like this one. We're going to do this one after. But I'm lost. I like to keep you with me. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Ah, here it is. The cards. This is the one card. Okay? The dot is in the center. This is 3 houses. It means 5 points. The 5 points is a value of number 42, which means the creation of man and the heavens. This is a 2 card. And all through the cards, I do the same thing. Now, from 1 to 2 to 3 is like stay on the same floor, go up, go down, go up, go down, and stop in the center. Now we create the 4 on the outside. Once I put this world over this world, okay, and turn it this way or this way, I'm 7 of 9 spots. And that's all you really need is 34. And 34 and number 1 is the same thing because the letter count for number 1, O-N-E, is 34. So that's how they relate together. Anyways, after adding up all the dots, we get the answer on the next page all the way up to the 10 card. The total is 203. 203 or 2 digits that count, and let's call it another number, 23. It's 50 for the 10, it's 25, 25. The 9 is the foxhole. It gives you a 5 average for every single dot, and man's birth is in the 5. Now we're going to go to the 6 over here. 6 is 18 chai. At the same time, it adds up from 1 to 6 is number 57, which is the trinity of your mind. Okay. Number 5 is lucky number 13 because it is love. It's the M, which creates the 4 and the 6, which is on both sides of 5. The 4 creates the heaven, the 3 creates the birth, the 2 creates the the above and below, the earth above, the earth below, and the 5 creates the 5 pass. And if you notice, 1 and 2 creates 45, which is the fox, and 54, which is the love. The third one says 9 for birth. The fourth one says the heaven, and so on and so forth, even to number 8, where the 28 days of February, well, everybody knows why, 28, right? But not only that, if it has 28, you should multiply it by 8 because that's what the equation brings within. The 8 card times 28 is 160 and 64, which is 224. 22-4 or 22, 2 and 2 is 4 and 4, but it means space of beta, which is a life of man. So not only that, if you take a look at the 5 card over here, this is the way the card goes. It creates a Y in the card. Above Y and below Y. That's what it does. Because if you take these spots here and use the card and take your playing card and go to a roulette table and put it on the roulette table and try to find this card somewhere. Okay? You will be able to find it. What else is there? There's always something else, something more. We will see. We'll see if we can find something. I showed you the 9 card, right? I don't know if I showed you this yesterday, but it takes up 2. 2 is 4. 1 is 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. So, all in all, there's a space open to this side and a space open to this side, in which would create the 6 dice, or the 6 dice on this side. So, therefore, I'm showing you the 2 dots. Now, upon showing you the 2 dots, what was once 9 is now 11, and now we have 911, and that's when they put the harness around man's neck and he loses all his liberty. And that is what that one means, because they're putting a harness around your birth between both sides, right in the middle, between you and the angle of the heavens, because if you can't move here, the angle of the heavens has no choice but to go nowhere all in its own. Now we're going to leave it at this. Except for the one thing, to proclaim. Okay, what does it mean to proclaim? Who owns the land? What do you think about who should share the oil of the world? Is it fair that people have way too much money for no reason at all? Absolutely. But should we stop these nations from having all this money? And if they have all this money, how come we have none? Why are we always taking it? Why are we still going there? Why do we still take it from them? They're only rich because of us. So don't be jealous because we made them that way. It's our ignorance. If it's not our ignorance from the top level, it's our ignorance from the bottom level. We keep voting in these people for a hope and a lie because the system's all screwed up. Everything's got to be changed. You know what's so great about the next system? I'm already ready. I'm already trapped in this one, and I feel being entrapment. And I know what it is. If I was to be any more entrapped, I mean, it's hell. It would be hell. I mean, not because I can't do anything, but then again, I would have to use the energies. And I watched the Ten Commandments yesterday, so if you ask long enough, they say God will throw you a stick. So if you see a stick on the floor, you pick it up, that'll be your snake. That'll be my snake. And that paper, well, that'll be my tool, my mind, to get everything down and the energies compacted together so we can somehow unite. Because this sounds so ridiculous what I'm saying. It's almost like we're all going to be captives and enslaved. But in all actuality, in this part in the book, not only in my book that I'm writing, not only in my diaries, because it's in my thoughts. I see it happening, and it's terrible. Even if it doesn't happen, the thought that I can see it, I don't want it to happen for anybody. The only joy I can have is breaking them all out. But it's just like, what are we going to do? Split the Mississippi? Moses went up and he split them waters. What are we going to do? Go to the Mississippi? It's knee high. Hey, we knee high. We walk across the Mississippi. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. Is this a short video? Ah, fantastic. I can fool around for 30 seconds. Let me light this smoke. Let me try to figure out something else. I'm definitely still on Ron Paul's trail. I still think that a lot of us aren't nice in this world. I think that covering up your face in public, you shouldn't be in public. Public means we need to see your face. That's what it means, public, for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to smoke in this place in public and that. Well, you got to show your face in public. You're not allowed to walk around, because that's what it is. That's part of to me, that's part of what it is. Yeah, if it's cold and in the winter, but you know what? We want to trust each other. We need to see each other. The reason why some of these women are covered up in the other countries is because sometimes we're better off to just almost send braille, because we can hear a voice, you know, we can feel a vibration, but if we just close our eyes and our ears and just feel it through our fingertips, maybe life would be a whole lot better. Anyways, that's what we are of God anyways, except we can take our own decision upon our own fingertips. Do you know what I'm saying? Our own fingertips? Just feel it on the ends of your fingertips. Just like, what do we have to do for God? If we don't go to war, what do we need our hands for? If God gave us all the fruits of the land, we wouldn't have to actually do anything but pick up the fruit for the daily bread. So what would we do? Pray to God all day and not have a job? Well, that would be the job, is to fully understand what it is to be here, why we're here, because if we can understand that, then we can rebuild the game God built and maybe build our own stairway to heaven. And God will say, oh my God, there's a knock at the back door. No one ever knocks at the back door. No one ever knocks at the back door. No one can knock at the back door. No one can ever knock at the back door. We are on a 45-degree angle, almost like cliffhanging to come up. And there's nowhere to put any nails or ropes or anything. Did someone build a stairway to heaven? Has come to the back door? Oh my God, open the door, open the door. Oh, my child, you have reconnected. Oh, now we can save the people of the land of earth. We come to you balancing upon the Jupiter balancing beam. And you have made it to the stairway to heaven. Play us the song, my friends. Let us turn on the showm. Let us hear the 9s and 7s, the 7s and 9s, the 97.7 Showm FM. It's all about the birth of both islands of seven. That's why Showm exists. Creation heaven, Omega Man, Showm FM. F&M, it's business love. F&M is number 19. It's the Spirit Together. And it's just so funny. The same time I said the Spirit Together love, Showm said the same thing. Is there anything else that I didn't write down? We did 9/11. Okay, listen to this. X's and O's, which is actually sounding like sexes, and toes, which can sound like sixes, no. Six is 6x, which is the angel connection, which is the mind. The mind always knows. It's what you go out in search is only what you will find an answer. Okay, one of the things I wanted to write down, and it's so very, very much funny, because I'm going to try and look at it on my card. On my bicycle cards, I have a card that says 808 on it. And if you have 808, usually you want to play the game. So 2 times 808 or 4 times 808. Okay, well, one of the things about 4 times 808 is it comes out to 3232 or 322, the Illuminati. Okay, but I'm going to go 2 times 8. So 2 times 8, which is just a reflection. Okay, it's both halves of you, one side and the other side to complete. You're not working in the mind right now. You're working this side and the other side. So it's 1616. 1616, okay, can also be reversed, okay, on the dice cubes as 6161. It's the complete opposite. It reflects the complete opposite. And at the same time, if you look at it, if you flip the page over upside down, it becomes 1991. And what's special about 1991 is that in age and order of alpha beta, which is the age of 21, it is of the 21st year that there is no more boy inside of you. You are now officially a man. You have went 8 years into your bar mitzvah, and now you have hit the 1 ball to the 8 ball, or the 9 ball back to the 8 ball, which gives you those 8 years. Okay, you are now 21. It started in 1991. At the same time, it is the finality of the last 2 years because they overlap the calendars with the Mayans and the new calendar that has come out for the conscious mind, which is in the year already 3. And what I'm going to try to say, if I can remember now, the conscious mind 3, the new calendar, 2012, the age of 21. So the age of 21 means that's it. It's a cutoff point. Everybody else falls into the next like age 21, 0 to 25, or 0 to 21, 0 to 21. 21 is in whole, okay, means birth of passage. 4 times 21 is a wholeness. It's 12 and 7, 12 months, 7 months of 31. You are the one of 3 creation. You are whole. You have met the 1 and 2 spirit. Okay, and that's the number 21. I wouldn't say it unless the number came out. So that's the 21. So you had to go from 1991 to 2012 just to make it in. And you know what's funny is my son is born in the 12th month on the 9th day, and that's another 21. He hits all the 21s, and I hit all the 10-4s. So we must make a good team of some sort. I sound like a Obama right now, right? Of some sort, right? You with me, guys? You with me, guys? Isn't that the way Obama does it? Ron Paul comes out and he just sticks his nose in your face and goes, "This is it. This is it. I don't care if you're with me or not. This is the story." And you see Obama look there and he goes, "You're with me, guys, eh?" Okay, so we were at the age of 21. So that's one of the reasons why it ends now. Not only that, the cycle of 21 on the dice, okay, ends at 21, 1 to 6. On 2 dice ends at 42. Plus 6 for man is 48, because man only plays half. 6 and 6. Okay, where else am I? Oh, another thing, we're going to come back a little bit later. I want to cut this off. And I'm going to show you the alphabet done on the pool table. There's things you can do and there's things you can't do. And there's certain things you could do, but you only can do it with a trick shot to create the certain formation. And I'm quite sure you've seen a lot of these trick shots that they make, but you've never thought, or have you ever thought, of creating letters, numbers, or shapes out of these shots. Raphael 7286. I will stop this on 05.